Well, that's one way of opening a bottle. Not one I particularly recommend. Lovely. You'd think it was a simple enough thing getting a cork out, but just look at all these devices people have come up with to do it. This one pumps compressed air into the cork. Trouble is, it makes the bottle feel like a bomb to me. This was one of the first great old patent corkscrews, the rack and pinion known as the king's screw. And it established the first principle of a really good corkscrew, which is it pushes down on the bottle at the same time as it pulls up the cork. The same principle applies to the well-known modern waiter's friend, and even more so to this, which is the zigzag or lazy tongs, and has a tremendous pulling power on any cork. And now in this, the latest and perhaps the easiest of all to use, the screw pull. We might go back a bit further and ask, why cork? Why are all fine wines plugged with what amounts to a lump of wood, or at least tree bark? It sounds unnecessarily primitive. The fact is, there's nothing to touch cork for combining pliability, impermeability, and durability. This is a hand corking machine, which I used when we bottled this barrel of Chilean red wine in the cellar a few years ago. I'll show you how it works. You take a well-soaked cork that's been in water for a while. You stick it in the jaws of the machine, squeeze it up tight, and then ram it into the bottle, and it instantly expands to a beautiful snug fit. Now, a good cork like that will last 25 years at least, only slowly becoming brittle and crumbly, so long as the cork is always kept wet by being in contact with wine. That is why we always keep wine bottles lying down. And the cork really can keep, because this one was bottled in 1963, and the cork is still pliable and beautiful condition. Any bottle of wine you buy will have its cork covered by a so-called capsule, partly for neatness, partly for ornament, partly to stop it getting chipped or dirty, or maybe just eaten by mice. The best quality capsules are made of thin sheet lead, painted and usually embossed. It seems a pity to cut some of them, but it's the only way in. Some people like to take just the top of the capsule off, leaving the rest to decorate the bottle. I usually do this with the tall flasks that hold German or German-style wines, and often with any wine I'm going to put on the table in its own bottle. If I'm going to decant the wine, on the other hand, I always cut the capsule right off so that I can really see what I'm doing. Originally, capsules were made by dipping the business end of the bottle in sealing wax. It made a terrible mess when you chip it off, but that's what the hammer handle's for on this old corkscrew, and the sort of shaving brush is for clearing away the debris. You see more and more plastic capsules these days, especially on medium-priced wines. I'm not fond of them. I find them very hard to get off. Some of them have plastic perforated tags, but tags can easily break. The bargain basement material is aluminium foil. It doesn't last long, but at least it's easy to get off. And more, even very fine wines these days, are having screw caps. And although traditionalists may shudder at the thought and think that cork is the only possible thing to stop fine wines with, the modern screw cap is a very good closure, and you can do it up again and get another airtight seal.